I'm John Schrott, and this is On the Spot. Today we're going to be talking with one of our architects, Marissa Getty, about mentoring. Kind of this part of the profession that sometimes goes unnoticed, but is incredibly valuable to build up the next group of architects. And Marissa, you're in an interesting position because not only are you a mentor to younger architects, but you're a mentee with older architects mentoring you. So what do you like about being a mentor?
So I've always had a passion for education. I did not go into teaching, obviously, but I just think that there's such validity and like creating relationships and answering questions in a way that people can learn from instead of just being like, this is the answer, don't ask questions sort of thing. I'm definitely one of those people that have an extremely inquisitive mind and will never accept like, but I'm always that like, but why child sort of thing. So I like to carry that through with mentoring as well.
So do you have some mentees that are, but why childs?
Of course. I definitely have some that seem hesitant to ask questions. So I explain so that they feel more comfortable in the future to ask those questions of like, don't just accept this as being the answer. You know, if you think there is a better solution, let's talk through that. Maybe I'm just so used to doing it one way and you can bring a new insight, but like, let's have a dialogue about that sort of thing.
So it's all part of kind of building a relationship with the individual, right?
Exactly.
Because coming in fresh, they might not know you or your sense of humor or whatever, right? So you have to build that.
Yes.
So what are some of the tools you use to build that relationship?
Well, I'm definitely an extrovert, and I acknowledge that my personality doesn't necessarily mesh with everyone. You know, there's definitely some people that want a little bit more of a hands-off of, I just need the resources, let me go look into it. And then there's definitely the individuals that are like, I'm struggling, can you be a little bit more involved? So understanding who's a good match is definitely the first part of mentorship. And then going from there of understanding like, okay, if I don't know the answer, like you said, I have my own mentors. So I can turn and say, I don't understand this super well, but let us both go together to this other person who's my mentor as well. And then I'm also gaining that knowledge to move forward as well as they are. So hopefully when they become a mentor, it's sort of that domino effect of continuing down the line.
It's kind of paying it forward, right?
Right.
Yeah. So how did you and your mentor establish your relationship?
We were actually on my very first project together. And I know a lot of people choose someone who's not on a project so they can offer sort of an outside perspective. But for me, I just really saw value in, you know, the level of detailing and everything that I gained from that specific project. And my mentor thinks very differently from me. They're highly technical where I'm like more, you know, loose with things. So I thought I could gain those skills through my mentor and be a little bit more careful with those things.
And has it been beneficial? Have you kind of discovered a new part of yourself and created new skills?
The attention to detail has definitely jumped now that I understand, you know, architecture isn't just necessarily about how you interact with the space as a whole, but the minute details, you can also, you know, bring a level of design to that I hadn't necessarily thought about in college. So something gained in the workplace that was really interesting to me.
What would your advice be to a younger architect who's looking for a mentor?
Like I said, definitely find someone that's a good personality mix, but at the same time, find someone who's going to push you. You don't want someone to just placate you the entire time, like, oh, you're doing a good job, like, you're doing a good job, but here's how you can improve. Like, I know IKM builds in, like, the review process, which is absolutely incredible, but having that more regular review process of being like, hey, I'm noticing that you seem to be struggling with this or that on your project team, as opposed to big career goals, is really important reflection that needs to happen.
How often do you meet with your mentee?
So it definitely depends on the mentee. My mentee met with me about once a month. She was testing for her very specific exams. So when she would come across something, we would have specific exam talking sessions. And then sometimes she'd just walk over to my desk at lunch and be like, I'm really struggling with like how to talk to my project manager. Can we have like just like a 15-minute coffee break? So it definitely depends on day-to-day activities and what they're currently encountering.
Well, if I was a young architect, I would like to have you as my mentor. So thanks for spending some time on the spot,
Thank you.
Marissa. Until next time.